I don't like it at all because it's not who I am, James Harden said in an interview with Rachel Nichols. Literally 1 month before James Harden said, "The Rockets are just not good enough. I literally have done everything that I can." I mean, this situation's crazy. It's something that I don't think can be fixed. This begs the question, if James Harden claims that's not who he is, then who was it? And how did this lookalike gain so much weight? When James Harden visited a strip club in late 2020, no one was surprised about the strip club part, but people were still offended. "Oh, sorry for stimulating the economy," James Harden probably thought to himself. "Strippers are essential workers to me," he probably also thought. But when reports came out that James Harden thought the window for championships was over in Houston and he demanded a trade to the Nets, many were surprised. The Athletic reported Harden has approached the front office every offseason in previous years and said, "Either build a championship roster around me or trade me." And the front office seemed to do a good job. Since the 2012-2013 season when Harden was traded to the Rockets, they have finished worse than number 4 in the Western Conference only one time. And in 2018, the Rockets were up 3-2 over the champion Golden State Warriors until Chris Paul rolled his ankle and James Harden shot 2 for 13 from 3 in Game 7. Harden's demand for a championship roster were not his only demands. According to ESPN reports, the Rockets made sure to stay overnight or an extra day after games played in some of Harden's favorite road cities, like LA, Phoenix, and others. A member of the Rockets coaching staff said, quote, "If they have multiple days off, everybody knows. James is going to fly somewhere else and party, but he's going to come back and have a 50-point triple-double, so they're okay with it." Quote, "He always got an excused absence from the first practice of All-Star break to also charter private jets and party." Basically, we should all be jealous of James Harden. He's balling out of control on the basketball court, and then an entire NBA team accommodates his strip club parties where he also balls out of control. He had say in personnel decisions, both on the roster and coaching staff. Some moves Harden had say in: Kevin McHale being fired, Dwight Howard being traded, Chris Paul being traded. All the partying and private jets and missing practices. Turns out superstar teammates Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook didn't like that too much. Chris Paul's biggest beef with James Harden was when he was playing off ball on offense, he would turn into a human screensaver. James Harden quickly grew tired of Chris Paul and his structure and his discipline and his winning mentality. He had strip club buffets to worry about in Houston. When Russell Westbrook became available, Harden went to Rockets management and said either get Westbrook on the team or he will demand a trade. This would be great. Childhood friends and Oklahoma City Thunder teammates reunited. And it was. But when Westbrook learned about the twice weekly private jets to party, the total lack of discipline, and the strip club buffets, he was deeply offended. Westbrook's never been the best player in the league, but damn, he works hard. It may have been Westbrook who wanted out of Houston first. A former assistant coach would say, "I don't blame James, I blame the organization. It's not his fault. He did what they allowed him to do." In the end, the Rockets gave Harden everything he ever wanted, including a trade to the exact team he wanted to go to. In some ways, Harden was right. The Rockets were past their championship window, and there was basically no salvaging it with a past prime Westbrook that doesn't totally fit with Harden on the court, and definitely doesn't fit with him off the court. It was clear that core with Tucker, Gordon, and Austin Rivers wasn't going to beat the Lakers in a 7-game series. In some ways, it was Harden's fault, demanding the team to make trades every offseason and specifically requesting certain guys on or off the team, including trading Chris Paul for Westbrook. And in some ways, in the player empowerment era, the Rockets may have overly empowered their player. You can't get mad at your kid if you let them eat candy every night and then suddenly one night you don't and they throw a tantrum. An ex-Houston assistant coach said, "You're the one who let them eat candy every night." The Rockets turned their organization over to James and now they have to live with the fallout. We go to the next chapter now with the Rockets with a questionable future. The Thunder own 2 of their next 5 draft picks from the Westbrook trade, and James Harden has a questionable future as well. New York City strip clubs have some of the worst Yelp reviews in the country. For more videos, including what really went wrong with Tom Brady in New England, check out the video on the screen, and be sure to subscribe or I will send you James Harden's Houston diet plan every day.